Okay, people, let us own our bullshit. Let us see who we are. Let us now identify self first and foremost. And at the same time, understand that anybody who is actually telling you about a cause is telling you about what is actually troubling them. And then we, as a collective consciousness, come together and address it. I'm listening. I hear crickets. You're sitting there saying, what are you talking about? Do you want me to sit there and start telling you about who's on my friends list and what they're talking about? And at the same time, they didn't sit there and say, oh, Carlos, you just straight up a loon and I ain't got time for you. And I sat there and unfriended you. No, what they said was like, nigga, come on, come correct. If I see a woman who actually has a cause on her heart, and she actually is speaking to it, and I, as a man who's a progenitor of that seed, now must address it. Who am I? Now, don't you dare tell me, as a nation of Islam, and you say that you now speak for the Most High, and you know what a woman is, and at the same time you know, or no longer, because I'm Christian, but you don't understand what the fruit of Islam is. Because Islam is God, as you speak to it. Look at the women who you already are calling infidels. And I ain't got time for you, but at the same time, I'm going to tell you what my father did too. As he was waking my black ass up, as you sit there and say that I am now some abomination of his. He said, they have called for you, but the thing is, he also said you did not. Why? What that which is God say to me to wake my black ass up, faggot that I am, screwer of myself, and then you, so-called superior knowing, not see me for what I am, a progeny of yours, and you're supposed to be so wise. I give rise to myself, I ask of myself, now to now ascend to a higher, loftier place of being. And at the same time, I have no such place amongst myself because I do not exist within that which is now me. And yet, it's still me in you as your being, a fruit of your loins, and you say you know some shit, or you are being by-seller of something that does not mean shit, but it tastes good, but only goes so far in nutrient. Self-expression and what you say you know in and of yourself is just that, what you know in and of yourself, until you share it and share it with another. And at the same time, if they call you out on your shit, it is still your shit that they smell and they taste of. And you sit there and say, your problem is. And when you say to anybody that their problem is now what you have said, their problem still is residing within you, because your ass didn't understand that the problem is still you, because you already know what's wrong with them. But at the same time, it wasn't anything that you taught, much less you offered, much less you actually rolled out. Self-expression, self-awareness, self-knowing, self-expression. You all have a gift of gab that's of a loftier height that nobody actually can ascend to, because you yourself don't possess it. Because if you did, your ass wouldn't be here teaching it. Stupid. Much is you. See, my ass is black as you. And my ass is as stupid as you. And my ass is still under the gun that is you. So now how are you going to sit there and teach me how to be a better person when you yourself, an example, have proven to me that what you want to do away with is me, but at the same time you seek to educate me, but you can't educate that which is still you, a progeny of your own damn soul. So let me ask you this. Who do you find fault with first and foremost when you find fault with me, but at the same time I came as a fruit of your loins, and you say that it is an abomination that is still that which is Allah now expressing himself through you. And you sit there and say he gave you that fruit that you now despise. That was within you. The seed was your own. The life that you now condemn is your own. And at the same time, you want to sit there and tell me that you are a thinking individual? Who the fuck are you? As you speak to me, brother or sister. Come on, correct now. I am tired of listening to you talk your shit and telling me you're improving upon a world that is now being slayed and slaughtered as you yourself have experienced it, and you have not put a stop to it. What you have done is join in the fight and have now in resolution said everybody needs to die as you have. So come on. Was it the white demon who got through to you first and foremost? Former kings and queens of Africa. Talk some shit to me. My sister, my little sis, Lisa Nunley told me, I taught her about Star Trek, the boldly go where no man has gone before. She's in the trenches. She has made peace. She is trying her best to usher in peace in a world which she hates. Why will you not rescue her? Why will you not seek her out? She keeps talking about her history, what she's proud of, and more, and you don't see it. You are asking God to deliver to you a savior in your own mindset that you refuse to change. You are evil. People who are mine. Tell me something. At what point in time did you break ranks with me as you screwed me in the ass when I was in prison with you? Or not? When you made me accustomed to what it is to feel you on top of me, whether I liked it or not. Is it so much telling that you don't want to be exposed? Former kings and queens of Africa, when you say you lead the way. If Jussie Smollett orchestrated an attack against him, was said attack deserved? Cardi B, you just won a Grammy for Best Female Rap Artist, the first of your kind. And now you have a platform and you ready to speak out against your brother? Did you join ranks with the civil rights leaders who sit there and say he does a disservice, and if he just apologizes, you will forgive him? Did you buy into that shit when it came from what you say was the white man? And at the same time, OJ did that same shit? And then wrote a book about If I Did It? Are you still loving of him in your community? You need to really wake up, people of color, when you sit there and talk about who you have in terms of your back or their back. See, right now, nobody trusts anybody. I don't trust you. You sing in the choir. You say you know what it's all about. But at the same time, you will throw your brother and your sister under the bus just as quick as you will see another do it. And at the same time, the last vantage, which was you, is not even a vantage. What it is a sellout. So who you trying to impress when you sit there and you make certain statements, and then you want me to believe that you, former kings and queens of Africa, got my back? This black nigger faggot, who is supposed to be representative of Christ in knowing of self and more, and at the same time, you, not unlike the white man, don't know how the fucking pyramids were built. I'll give you this much in the way of your own knowing. Go to hell. But see, the thing is, I'm not crying for you. I'm crying for the fact that I actually once thought you were my family. And you drug dealers and gang banging and more to prove a point. East side, west side. The very communities after slavery that you built up were quickly torn asunder because you bought into another mentality that was never supposed to be your own. You fought for freedom that cost you everything. And it doesn't matter that you sit there and think that you actually have it under control. Because Dylan Roof did shoot up a black church in Bible study. Because he could, in this day and age. And we ain't talking about a civil rights movement. We're talking about a mentality and movement that never got under control as you sat there and simply prayed. You stopped raising kids. Oh, see, you ain't thinking about what I'm thinking about. I'm going to tell you what you ain't thinking about. We ain't talking about just your kids. We're talking about their kids. You hear what I'm saying now? Once, when you were slaves, you were raising their kids and in a position to now reshape mentality. Now you're free. And you were in a position to still reshape mentality. Like Eminem, Vanilla Ice. But at the same time, you say that's misappropriation of a thought process which was your own. Just like when you went and out there and started picketing the color purple, and it didn't win any Oscars when Steven Spielberg, one of the greatest storytellers in Hollywood, was attached to the project with Quincy Jones. And it didn't win one award because your ass was so stupid. You didn't get the accolades and the seat at the table that was being pulled out that you should have took. You didn't want to take because it wasn't on your terms, as if your terms mean anything except for how they relegated you in drug use, drug abuse, drug pusher, drug seller. Trayvon Martin. Come on. Every last soul that you call yourself on the picket line for is forgotten because you didn't give rise to anything else to prevent that as a tragedy. Eric Gardner. You want me to remember names? I can remember some names. But the thing is, Sandra Bland, if I remember the names, I have to remember what they stood for. And I have to also remember that you have an ideal as to what they had an ideal to. But at the same time, it was not necessarily the same. Because, see, they did, and your ass is still here. And you are not giving rise to what they sacrificed for. My people are lost for their lack of knowledge. But they want me to see them as what? Sophisticated? It's a song, Sophisticated Ladies. Yeah. That song pretty much talked about high-end prostitutes. So as you're making your money, spend it however you will. But don't ask me to heal your ills. Capiche? Black Jesus out.